If you asked most people with an interest in football to name you the most expensive signings of all time, I suspect they'd almost all know that Neymar was number one, and most would know about Kylian Mbappe, Philippe Coutinho, and Paul Pogba all being up there. We talk a great deal about transfer fees in football, bordering on obsession, but very rarely do we talk about loan fees. Ask the average football fan to name the 7 most expensive loan deals of all time, and you'll probably have someone staring blankly back at you. Well, not anymore. Here are the 7 most expensive loan fees of all time. MATTIA Destro, €11.5 million. It may surprise you to know that Italian international MATTIA Destro kickstarts this 7 with a loan fee larger than the likes of Gonzalo Higuain, Alexis Sanchez, and Philippe Coutinho. One thing that's worth bearing in mind with those kinds of players is that the team they join is also burdened with a large portion of their wage demands, thus sometimes reducing their initial outlay. MATTIA Destro joined Roma on loan from Siena in 2012, but his enormous €11.5 million loan fee was essentially only because Roma knew they were signing the forward on a permanent deal the following summer for an additional €4.5 million. That took his fee to €16 million in total, and 8 years later, Destro's out on loan once more, currently on loan at Genoa from Bologna. NICOLO Barella, €12 million. A much more recent example, but another Italian international, 23-year-old midfielder Nicolo Barella joined Inter Milan on loan from Cagliari in July 2019. That loan move also comes with an obligation to buy the player, with Inter forking out €12 million for the loan deal and a further €25 million in the summer to make the move a permanent one. That means Barella's total cost to Antonio Conte's side will be €37 million, and he has already penned a 4-year deal with the Nerazzurri. Carlos Tevez, €12.5 million. The Carlos Tevez transfer saga is among the messiest in the history of the sport, and many people aren't aware of the fact that the Argentine was never actually permanently contracted to Manchester United. Having controversially kept West Ham in the Premier League, Tevez arrived at Old Trafford on a 2-year loan deal for €12.7 million. Tevez was superb under Alex Ferguson, starring alongside Wayne Rooney and Cristiano Ronaldo, but between his fee and his advisors, a permanent deal could just never be struck between the two parties. Further controversy followed, of course, as Tevez joined United's crosstown rivals Man City, and the 36-year-old is now back in Argentina with Boca Juniors. James Rodriguez, €13 million. It is not particularly surprising that James Rodriguez commanded an enormous loan fee, given that Real Madrid initially paid £63 million to sign the Colombian following the 2014 World Cup from Monaco. Rodriguez had a good first season at the Bernabeu, but after 2 quieter campaigns, he joined Bayern Munich on a 2-year loan deal worth €13 million, plus his significant salary. Rodriguez had his ups and downs in Bavaria, bagging 15 goals in 67 games, but ultimately Bayern didn't take up the option to sign the South American on a permanent basis. DUVAN ZAPATA, €14 million. From one Colombian to another, despite the fact that he is a year older than James Rodriguez, DUVAN ZAPATA didn't make his Colombia debut until 2017. Zapata's lucrative loan move was an unusual one since he had joined Sampdoria on loan with an obligation to buy in 2017, but as soon as that move became a permanent one in 2018, he made a €14 million loan move to Atalanta with an option to make that deal a permanent one too. Zapata bagged 28 goals in his first season in Bergamo, and Atalanta exercised their option to sign Zapata permanently in January 2020. Giovani Lo Celso, €16 million. Another lucrative loan move that became a permanent deal in January 2020, Real Betis had rejected some hefty bids for their talented Argentine playmaker last summer. Tottenham eventually twisted their arm with a loan fee of €16 million, plus the option to sign Lo Celso permanently for around the same fee once again. Lo Celso is clearly a talent, and although he's had a fairly quiet start to life in North London, he's still only 24. Kylian Mbappe, €45 million. The loan deal that blows all other loan deals out of the water, the fee PSG paid to take Kylian Mbappe on loan for a season is almost 3 times that of any other loan signing in the history of the sport. For some perspective, Mbappe's loan fee was more than the entire fee Liverpool paid for Sadio Mane, although, as with most of the loan deals in this 7, it was one with a view to a permanent move. In addition to the €45 million PSG paid Monaco to take Mbappe on loan, they paid a further €100 million to sign the teenager permanently, with a reported €35 million in add-ons on top of that. Somewhat bizarrely, Mbappe's brilliance combined with the finances in football now mean that has actually turned out to be a pretty decent deal for the Parisians, and should they one day lose Mbappe to Real Madrid, it would likely be for a profit. That's it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and obviously do make sure that you're subscribed to HITC Sevens.